There are 7 NBA players who perfectly represent the 7 heavenly virtues, and also 7 that perfectly represent the opposite, the 7 deadly sins. In this video, we'll be going over them all, starting with the sin of pride.
Pride can be defined as excessive beliefs in one's abilities or qualities. It is often considered the root of all other sins. No one embodies this more than future Hall of Famer LeBron James. LeBron is known for his dominance on the court and is widely considered a top 2 player in NBA history. With accolades stretching over 2 decades, LeBron has no problem giving himself a tap on the back.
Stacks.
What's your nickname?
Him.
Yeah.
The one and only. No.
From getting chosen one tattooed on his back to self-crowning himself as a king, LeBron can be very unlikable due to his pride and overconfidence.
I feel confident because I'm the best player in the world.
You can pinpoint the peak of all of these habits in the year of 2010, the year of the decision, when LeBron savagely turned his back on Cleveland Cavalier fans that created their own theme song to keep LeBron into the city.
Comes a time when a decision must be made. Will the king move on or will he stay?
Cavalier owner Dan Gilbert was clearly scorned by James's choice, firing off a not-infamous letter to Cleveland Cavalier fans describing James as a shameful display of selfishness and betrayal. He then called James narcissistic and self-promotional and vowed the Cavaliers would win a championship before the self-titled former king. Dan was later fined $100,000 for his remarks, but LeBron, being LeBron, knew how much coverage and despair was to follow after his career-shifting decision. He then decided to double down and continue to make his decision happen on live television.
Very tough. And this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Seemingly embracing and feeding his own ego, LeBron went on to say that Cleveland fans were awesome, followed by quite possibly the most arrogant comment I have ever heard from an NBA player. Even my family gets spoiled at times watching me do the things I do on and off the court. Even his family is spoiled by his presence. He continued to state that he has always had an uneasy relationship with Cleveland because he is from Akron, a half-hour away. There's a lot of people in Cleveland we still hate to this very day. LeBron's pride was too steep for him to overcome pure childhood decisions. During his interview with the new Miami Heat team, he began to make his very first promises. His first promise to the Miami Heat in the summer of 2010 was his predictions on the amount of championships the new Heat roster would secure.
Came down here to win championships. Not 1, championships.
Not 2.
LeBron, tell us about that.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
Even Miami Heat owner Pat Riley was visibly uneasy by the statements. LeBron finished his Miami Heat term with a whopping 2 championships. No matter your opinion on LeBron James, he has cemented himself as one of the best NBA players of all time, winning 4 NBA titles and making it to the finals a total of 10 times.
LeBron, do you feel like there's anything left to accomplish? I mean, you pretty much, checked all the boxes. Is there
Is there anything left for me to accomplish as a basketball player?
As a basketball player, on the court or off the court?
No. Everything else is extra credit. I'll take it. I'll take it though. I love it. I love what I do. But I don't need to. No, I got everything.
But there is a common conflict and a certain someone in his way, and that player perfectly represents the heavenly virtue, humility.
Humility is the quality of being humble, which is marked by modest behavior, a lack of self-centeredness, and the act of showing respect toward others, essentially not thinking of oneself as superior to others. An all-time great who's widely known for expressing these humble traits is Stephen Curry. Steph Curry is one of the greatest players of not only this generation, but of all time, winning 4 championships in 8 seasons, dominating the league as a measly 6'2" point guard. His revolutionary accuracy and volume of 3-pointers warped the entire league to focus more and more heavily on 3-point shooting. Anyone who knows anything about the NBA or basketball in general would tell you that Steph is the greatest shooter of all time, but Steph himself wouldn't give himself that title until he cemented his name at the top of the all-time 3-pointers made list, even after breaking almost every other shooting record that exists.
My respect for Reggie and Ray, guys who set the bar for what it meant to be a sharpshooter, to have the longevity as well. I never want to call myself the greatest shooter until I got this record, so I'm comfortable saying that now.
In 2016, when Kevin Durant decided to join the Warriors and form the greatest basketball team of all time, Curry had to sacrifice his own personal statistics and role to implement KD into the system for the success of his team, which is something he had no problem with doing.
Steph took a back seat
for, how long was
22 playoffs, Curry was returning from a foot injury that forced him to miss the end of the regular season. Curry was placed on a minutes restriction and was asked to come off the bench to begin the playoffs. A majority of superstar players would see this as disrespect and not agree to do so because of their ego, but Steph gladly obliged. After the first 2 games of the series, Coach Steve Kerr told Steph, "If you want to start, you're Steph Curry. You get to start if you want." To which Steph responded, "We're playing great. Jordan is in a great groove. We're up 2-0. Let's keep going. Let's keep going with this." Curry was showing praise to his teammate here, and he's known for showing respect to every teammate, no matter how new or far down in the rotation they are.
Steph don't know he's Steph. He don't know he's best shooter. I'm not saying he don't know that, but he doesn't carry himself like he doesn't.
He's a people's person.
He a people person. And like, that first week before training camp, they bring players in. Everything to Steph is like, "Yo, Steph, talk to me." Like he came up and asked me like how I was and asked my name, and I was like, "Yo, like yeah, that's who Steph is, man." Like he's not. He don't know he's Steph. He think he a regular person, like a regular dude who's just like a respectful man. Like, nah, you Steph. But he's also happened to be like that. But yeah, Steph Lee, like I said, his whole character, and y'all see it. You see the kind of person he is. He's a great dude, but to me, he sets the tone for how it all trickles down. How you can't treat nobody bad if you ain't doing it.
Yeah, right.
Top dude doing it, you damn sure can't do it. So it all, for me, I would say it starts with Steph.
Steph, that's the part where you say he's such a nice guy because he is the most humble superstar I've ever been around.
Yeah.
We done been around superstars, and the blueprint of what you've seen was Mike, where it's like, get out the way. If you don't want to win, my way, right? And everybody coming after Mike felt like you had to be a certain type of, you know what I'm saying, personality. Kobe was that way in a way, right? Like, it was the asshole type of personality. Steph wasn't that way, but he still had that competitive killer instinct on the court, but he's quiet, good dude, well-spoken, right? Steph allowed you to still be yourself. He still, wanted you to be yourself. He never got on guys. He was never yelling at guys. That wasn't his type of energy. And so when KD got there, the fact that he went to go recruit, not recruit, but just talk to him. Most superstars like, hey, team, GM, you go do that, right? Like I'll put a call in, but I'm not finna pull up. Like, that's the humility that Steph has. And that's the, his character, what goes into his character. Like, I'll take a step back if this is for the best of the team. You don't see that with superstars.
Steph's humility is not just limited to on the court, as he's also had a reputation for treating fans with respect and acknowledgement. One good example came earlier this year when Steph was the only member of the Team USA basketball team to stop and sign autographs for fans waiting outside in the 114-degree Las Vegas heat. A player who was always with women in heat is another all-time Warrior legend who's representing the sin of lust.
Lust can be defined as excessive desire for sexual gratification. No one mows this sin better than the Big Dipper himself, Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain is known to be a stat sheet merchant. Record books are indeed heavy with Chamberlain's accomplishments. He was the only player in NBA history to score 4,000 points in a season. He set the single game record for most points in a game, as well as the most rebounds in a game. As you can see, he's a monumental player in NBA history, but off the court, he has insane feats as well. It is to be believed that Chamberlain ran the 100-yard dash in only 10.9 seconds. He's shot put 56 feet. He's also triple jumped 55 feet, and he has won the high jump in the Big 8 Conference 3 consecutive years, but none more impressive than the number of women he's slept with. It is believed that Wilt slept with up to 20,000 women in his lifetime, and what stands out about this feat is that he reportedly has 0 kids, as well as no documentation of sexually transmitted diseases. Assuming Chamberlain was indeed sexually active from the age of 15 until the publication of his book in 1991, it provides a valid time frame of 40 years to sleep with 20,000 different women. This equates to an average of 500 women per year, or approximately 1.4 women per day. When Chamberlain revealed the number of women he has slept with, the public perception of the basketball great changed. People started calling him names, expressing pity for his lifestyle. But according to Will...
But on the serious side of that, though, just so women don't think me of being really whatever, the number was to make a statement about something, and it was not ever to sort of like belittle the ladies that I've known and make them just another number. In fact, in my book, they were a number, really great-looking numbers they were, you understand? But what I was trying to say in my book...
20,000.
20,000, right.
That's all I'm thinking as you're talking. I'm not hearing any of this.
There's nothing wrong with short romance.
You keep fading out, and the number 20,000 comes in.
There's nothing wrong with short romance, believe me.
Short romance.
As long as it's a happy thing, going on, right, believe me.
So Wilt was purely doing it for the love of the game. As you can see, the NBA stat sheet was not the only thing the late great Wilt Chamberlain was filling up. Will was great and held many records with feats on and off the court. Although there is one record he could not sniff, the Ironman record and the NBA celibacy record. That belongs to a man who was seemingly the opposite of the lustful Wilt Chamberlain, making him the perfect mold for the heavenly virtue of chastity.
Chastity is the virtue of self-control in things sexual and sensual. Someone who is chaste refrains either from sexual activity that is considered immoral or from any sexual activity. A player who managed to stay celibate throughout his entire long NBA career is AC Green. AC Green is the greatest Ironman the league has ever seen, holding the record for most consecutive games played at 1,192 straight. Something even more astonishing is that he stayed a virgin throughout his entire 16-year-long NBA career. AC was a born-again Christian, prioritizing his faith over all other worldly pleasures. Other than sex, he was also known to abstain from cursing, smoking, or drinking alcohol, even refusing to spray champagne for the cameras after winning championships. During his sophomore year at Oregon State University, he organized a school-wide protest after spotting a Playboy magazine being sold at the student bookstore, despite the fact that the magazine named him one of their All-Americans. When news of the protest and Green's celibacy spread, opposing crowds began taunting him during free throws with cutouts of scantily clad women. AC Green was drafted to the Lakers in 1985, the most famous team in the league, with the infamous sex addict Magic Johnson as a teammate. Once drafted, AC's teammates did whatever they could to tempt him.
We'd say, AC, come on, go out with us. He said, no, I won't go out with you guys, but I'll pray for you guys. So
we joked about how long it would last before he had sex.
When he first came to the team, we thought that we could corrupt him.
They started a pool during his rookie season to see if he'd cave, and it got as high as $600. Magic said that if he didn't get laid once in 2 months, the money would be his. They even went as far as sending a barely clothed woman to his hotel room during a road trip.
So you get a knock on your hotel room door. You look through the peephole, there's a half-naked woman who wants to come in. What do?
I would just start praying and saying prayers like super loud.
In 1986, AC appeared in a documentary titled It Ain't Worth It, Athletes for Abstinence. In it, he discussed his beliefs on the matter, even rapping about it in a song at one point.
Don't try to stop us when I drop this in the lecture on safe sex. Nothing but a joke by my government's latex. Cause there's no safe sex except abstinence. Unless you're married, then you better stay committed.
In 1989, he established the AC Green Youth Foundation, which operates youth camps to promote abstinence until marriage. After retiring in 2001, AC got married 1 year later, where he finally lost his virginity at the age of 38. He was quoted saying, "It's definitely worth waiting. When you marry the right person at the right time, you have no regrets. For me, I have nothing but smiles on my face." Another Green who wipes the smiles off the faces of his opponents is the player representing the sin of wrath.
Wrath can be defined as uncontrolled feelings of anger, rage, and even hatred. No one embodies this more than four-time All-Star and NBA champion Draymond Green. Draymond Green is known for being the motor and anchor of the Golden State Warriors.
All right, yes, sir.
Being a valuable asset to winning 4 championships in 7 years. He invites physical and tenacious plays every time up the court. Draymond has built quite the reputation for himself, but we could stem these aggressive tendencies all the way to early stages of Draymond's career, all the way on his very first NBA bucket. Draymond was coming off a double pin down screen where he shot a three-pointer and made it, then immediately received a technical foul for taunting.
Lou Williams last year in a Philadelphia uniform crushed the Warriors. Draymond Green, his first NBA basket, and it's a 3, and he gets a taunting technical.
That tech was just the beginning of Draymond's troubles. In his sophomore season, he encountered yet another controversial play on a day that was supposed to be filled with happiness and joy. It was a Christmas game in 2013, but Santa Claus was not the only one delivering that day, as Klay Thompson was shooting a half-court heave and was meant to be a seamless play quickly took a turn. Draymond set a screen for Klay Thompson and proceeded to gift Blake Griffin on Christmas Day with an elbow to the neck.
We're looking at it now. Yeah. Bill Kennedy over there looking at that incident we just saw. Draymond Green was chopping at Blake. Look again on the left of your screen. There's a shot right there. I mean, that's right to the throat. That's contact. Yeah. It doesn't even matter if there's contact or not, right, Dave? I mean,
and if you elbow somebody above the shoulders, a lot of times that's a flagrant too.
No matter what time of the season it is, Draymond was always in the spotlight. In 2016, Draymond had his most viral moment yet as he kicked Steven Adams in his grown men's area, becoming well known for this hard play.
In game 2, it's the leg, guys. Watch the leg. Oh.
Oh my God.
The follow through on the foot gets you in trouble every time.
And that's the second time that Green and, let's say, inadvertently.
This type of play became Draymond's trademark, as he still, to this day, gets involved in plays as such.
Doing that, this ain't that. Clay and McDaniels going at it here, and then all of a sudden Gobert comes in, and Draymond's like, no.
Yeah, it's
chill out.
And then Draymond, he headlocked Gobert there, so
they were going at each other's heads. That was sick.
Beal just picked up his third foul. And now Green runs over Nurkic, and he'll be called for the foul, and they're going to take a look at this. See Jason Goebel.
Yes, this type of play wins games, but it's also costing him a hefty amount throughout his career. As he currently sits at 183 total technical fouls on his career, every technical foul, suspension, and fine comes with a price. Draymond Green has reportedly paid $900,000 in fines, while suspensions have costed him around $3.2 million. Currently, Draymond has played 12 seasons in NBA. Of those seasons, he has been first or second in technical fouls, at least 5 times, meaning there's a 41.6% chance he will lead the league or be second in the league in technical fouls. There is a higher chance that Draymond Green leads the league in technical fouls or gets second place than former teammate Klay Thompson hitting a three-pointer. Klay Thompson's career three-point percentage is 41.3 for reference. As his career began to skyrocket, so did the list of controversial plays and suspensions. Although Draymond Green has paid for every controversial event he's had in the league, whether it was time for a suspension or even his own hard-earned NBA money, nothing has costed him more than the infamous suspension on Game 4 of the 2016 NBA Finals. Green was clearly at the peak of his powers during the 2016 postseason, averaging nearly a triple-double for the Golden State Warriors that year. In the finals against the Cavaliers, Draymond and LeBron James got into a tussle near mid-court. In a replay, Green can be seen swinging his arm out at LeBron's groin area as LeBron tried to step over the Warriors forward.
He takes a little swing that misses after he objected to James stepping over him. The conversation from a state standpoint in Green and his technical foul total.
As I asked him, he told me keep playing. Mark Davis. So, I don't know. It's crazy to think that he thought that was my second technical foul and I would get a technical foul for that. But whatever. Because the first tech on Steve, which I didn't understand, Mike Callahan came up to John and asked him who was the tech on it. He said Kirk. So, I knew I didn't have a technical foul, but still trying to figure out why did I get the second one. Yeah, thank God I get to play on Monday. Hopefully. Ain't no tech gonna stop me from being me. And I mean, at least if I'm gonna get them, I think I should let me earn them. You know, let me get my money's worth if I'm gonna get some techs. But hey, it's the day and age we live in.
The Warriors won that game and took the league 3-1. However, after the game, the NBA retroactively gave Green a flagrant foul, which led to an automatic suspension because it was his fourth of that postseason. You guys know the rest of the story, as LeBron cemented his legacy as the top 2 player of all time, leaving a disgusting taste in Warrior fans' mouths till this day, leading a Cavalier team from a 3-1 deficit. Draymond did not only implement hard play on the court to his opponents, but to his teammates as well. Many fans believe Draymond single-handedly ended the prominent Warriors dynasty. During a rough stretch of play, it was caught on live television that Golden State Warrior head coach Steve Kerr was not happy with Draymond Green's play. The 2018-2019 season, Durant also grew frustrated with Draymond for not passing the ball for the final shot. This led to an argument on the bench that lasted several minutes and the pair had to be separated. It was reported at the time that the ugliness spilled over into the locker room, where Draymond then began to bring up Durant's pending free agency. That ended up being Durant's last season with the Warriors, and following that game, Draymond was suspended 1 game. Following a successful championship season, Jordan Poole and Draymond Green got into a heated discussion during a preseason practice just before the 2022-23 season. After Green approached his teammate, Poole then shoved Green, who responded by punching Poole in the face. Green was not suspended by the team, and it is unclear what discipline he received from the Warriors, but Bob Myers, general manager of the Warriors, said, "It's the NBA, professional sports. These things happen. No one likes it and we don't condone it. It'll take time to move through it and move forward, which we will." Following the incident, Draymond then trolled on TikTok, seemingly mocking Jordan Poole in the Wizards trade.
Utah. I am taking Lauri Markkanen at the 3. Washington. Who's still on Washington's team? Kuz. I'm taking Kuz at the 4.
As you can see, Draymond carries the same intensity with him on and off the court. Whether you like him or not, Draymond's style of play is essential for team success and building a dynasty. Another type player you need is a dominant role player who understands their role, and that player perfectly fits the heavenly virtue, patience.
Patience is defined as the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. No player has managed to remain as calm throughout their NBA career as Mike Conley. Conley is a veteran point guard and the Memphis Grizzlies' all-time leading scorer. He'd been an underappreciated player by fans despite performing at a high level for a long time. He didn't make his first All-Star game until his 14th season at the age of 33, making him one of the oldest first-time All-Stars in NBA history. He also only made it as an injury replacement for Devin Booker. Conley has a reputation around the league for being a good guy who doesn't complain much, if ever, and is no nonsense. Probably his most impressive feat is his record of playing in 1,194 career games without receiving a single technical foul or ejection. For reference, Draymond Green has 181 technical fouls and 21 ejections in 970 games played. In 2014, Conley won the NBA's Sportsmanship Award, an annual award given to the player who most exemplifies the ideals of sportsmanship on the court with ethical behavior, fair play, and integrity. Conley would go on to win this award again in 2016, 2019, and 2023, giving him the title for most sportsmanship awards in NBA history.
To be able to win this award once says a lot to me, let alone 4 times, but it just speaks on what I think is the most important thing, the character of us as human beings. There's so much made about us as athletes and what we do on the court, our skills and the things that we are able to do in front of you and entertain, but this means so much more to me. Like if there's one thing I could take away from being in 17 years in the NBA, I want to take 4 of these away, along with the NBA championship. But
Conley has also won the NBA's Teammate of the Year award in 2019 and 2024, an award that recognizes the league's ideal teammate who exemplifies selfless play and commitment and dedication to his team. A player who isn't at all dedicated to his team or basketball in general is the one representing the sin of sloth.
Sloth can be defined as a lack of physical or spiritual effort that is considered culpable. No one fits this mold better than 3 times All-Star Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, coming out of high school, was the most scouted player in the country, being ranked #1 on ESPN with a 5-star rating. In his senior season, Simmons averaged 28 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists, along with 2.6 steals per game and shooting 70.7% from the field. The future is very bright for Ben Simmons. He proceeded to excel in college. Simmons was named the SEC Rookie of the Year, All-SEC First Team, and First Team All-American. After 1 season with LSU, Simmons applied for the 2015 NBA draft and was chosen with the first overall pick by the Philadelphia 76ers.
With the first pick in the 2016 NBA draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Ben Simmons from Melbourne, Australia, and Louisiana State University.
At this rate, nothing could stop Ben Simmons but himself, which sadly occurred during only his 4th NBA season. NBA fans will never forget Ben Simmons passing up a dunk during Game 7 of the 2021 Eastern Conference semifinals. The former Philadelphia 76ers guard passed the ball instead of dunking over Atlanta Hawks guard Trae Young. There was an 11-inch difference, which resulted in a blown play. The 76ers lost the game and the series, and the fallout was swift.
But that's when you know that the game is in your head. That's a dunk for Ben Simmons right there. You got it, and I know you got it, the Thibault, you got the free throws.
Head coach Doc Rivers questioned Simmons' ability in the post-game press conference, and team president Daryl Morey reportedly tried to trade the 6'10 guard after the season, which of course the situation from bad to worse. Simmons then requested a trade, not participating nor improving, not doing anything but waiting for the moment he could leave the 76ers. During training camp, leading into the season opener of the 21-22 season, he was scheduled to talk to the media on Tuesday, but ESPN reported that Sixers head coach Doc Rivers threw him out after he refused to participate in the final part of the session. All-Star center Joel Embiid had this to say about Ben Simmons after that very practice.
We get paid to put just on the court, go out, play hard, win some games. That's all we get paid for. We don't get paid to come out here and try to babysit somebody, and so that's not our job. And I'm sure my teammates feel that way. So we really focus on just winning and playing as a team.
Simmons then proceeded to sit out of every game until he got his wishes with a trade, punishing his wallet, which made him lose a total of $20 million, making him the most fined player in NBA history. Eventually, the three-time NBA All-Star was traded to the Brooklyn Nets on February 10th, 2022. To our current date and time, he has only played 57 games in 2 seasons. From Rookie of the Year to the NBA being his side job, Simmons truly has lacked the work ethic it took to be great. A lot of players worked hard, but none other than our candidate for the heavenly virtue, diligence.
Diligence is defined as careful and persistent work or effort. It is shown through devoted and painstaking work and application to accomplish an undertaking. No player is known for working harder than that of Kobe Bryant. Kobe is one of the most popular and greatest NBA players of all time, winning 5 championships in 20 seasons with the Lakers. His most renowned attribute is his mindset, dubbed the Mamba mentality.
The Mamba mentality simply means trying to be the best version of yourself. That's what the mentality means. It means every day, you're trying to become better.
Kobe cited the beginning of his hard work ethic to when he was 10 or 11 years old and attended the prominent summer basketball camp called the Sunny Hill League. Kobe didn't score a single point throughout the entire summer tournament, and this crushed him. He went to his dad in tears, who gave him a hug and said, "Listen, whether you score 0 or you score 60, I'm gonna love you no matter what." This moment was the spark that ignited his passion to be great, giving Kobe all the confidence in the world to fail and get back on his feet, learn from his mistakes, and try again. After a few years of intense work and dedication, Kobe was considered the best high school basketball player in his state by the age of just 14. He began showing up to practices at 5 a.m. and leaving at 7 a.m. He'd make his high school teammates play one-on-one games to 100, where in his worst game, he still won 100-12. Things didn't change once entering the NBA, as in Kobe's rookie season, former Laker Byron Scott recalls finding him shooting in a dark gym 2 hours before practice. His teammate John Celestin said Kobe was always the first player in the gym, even when he was hurt. When Kobe broke his hand, he learned how to shoot with the other hand, practicing in the middle of the night with pajamas and a cast. He would tape his fingers together when one finger wouldn't work. He famously made 2 clutch free throws moments after tearing his Achilles in 2013. Nothing could stop Kobe from being the absolute best he could possibly be at his craft. One of Kobe's countless quotes about his work ethic that perfectly captures his mentality reads, "I saw you come in and I wanted you to know that it doesn't matter how hard you work, that I'm willing to work harder than you." Even after 20 long years of NBA basketball, Kobe found new things to obsess over, his next being storytelling. He developed his own Sesame Street inspired show called Muse Cage, and then made an animated short documentary called Dear Basketball that took home an Oscar in 2018. Kobe called it more fulfilling than a championship. When he wanted to get into investing and entrepreneurship, he met with billionaire investor Chris Sacca, who told him he had to do his homework first. Sacca stated, "So sure enough, for the next few months, my phone never stops buzzing in the middle of the night. It's Kobe, reading this article, checking out this tweet, following this guy, diving into this TED Talk, diving into the Y Combinator demo day stuff, and I'm getting these texts literally 2 or 3 in the morning, and my wife is like, 'Are you having an affair with Kobe Bryant? What is happening here?' When he wanted to play something nice on the piano for his wife Vanessa, he taught himself to play Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata purely by ear. No matter the field, Kobe always gave 110% effort in being the best he can possibly be. A player who obsesses over Kobe like Kobe obsesses over his craft is the one representing the sin of envy."
Envy is characterized by a desire like greed and lust, resentful covetousness towards the traits or possessions of someone else. No one represents this sin better than now NBA champion Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is known for his skillful play, showcasing a barrage of hop jumpers, spin jumpers, side steps, and more. He has accumulated 5 All-Star appearances and 2 gold medals in the Olympics. Best of all, he's done all of these things at just the age of 19. Saying the future is bright for Jason Tatum would be an understatement, as Tatum has vocalized his idol to be no other than Kobe Bryant. who Tatum has stated to look up to and who has been an inspiration for him all of his life.
Did you always tell your mom you wanted to be like Kobe?
It was just something about him. You know, from the first time I saw him play, watched him on TV, you know, I just fell in love with him and his game. The way he moved and, you know, the things that he did on the court. It was like art to me.
But perhaps Tatum has taken this a bit too far. It's common to want to play like your idol, but Tatum does not just stop there. It is obvious Jason Tatum has some type of obsession with Kobe Bryant. So much so that the average NBA fan can keen into these moments. Popular Twitch streamer Ray addressed the matter saying, "Jason Tatum, you're not Kobe. You're trying to clip form the NBA."
Fucking ass! Jason Tatum, you're not fucking Kobe, chat! Jason Tatum, you're not Kobe! Like, bro, fucking clip for me, bro. Bro, clip for me at the NBA Finals. You shoot the ball like you the ball. Bro.
During the 2024 NBA Finals, NBA fans around the world was hoping and praying that Jason Tatum would not mimic the 2001 photograph of Kobe Bryant hugging the championship. But as we all know, he proceeded to pose and take the picture. Kobe was not the only person to fall victim to Tatum's ways, as during the post-game interview, he copied Hall of Famer Kevin Garnett's "Anything is Possible."
Anything's possible. Anything's possible!
We did it. We did it! Oh my God, we did it!
Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
I know everybody will wonder what would happen if we didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
Tatum has copied his idol in a multitude of ways, from dressing like him in commercials,
I used to dream about this,
to wearing a Kobe armband during Game 7, to even texting him before his games. As of now, everyone is aware that Jason Tatum may have a personality disorder. Never know who Jason Tatum is going to copy next. A player who isn't at all envious of anyone on or off the court is the one representing the virtue of kindness.
Kindness is defined as expressing genuine concern about the well-being of others, anticipating their needs. It's a character trait that involves being friendly, considerate, and generous. A player known around the league for being kind to others is Boban Marjanovic.
He is as beloved as any player in the NBA by his teammates.
You don't meet these people every day, you know, he's amazing. He will help you anytime, and you know, it's just great to have him here.
You might be the nicest guy I ever met, man. I give you that, baby. You're my guy.
You ask anybody about Boban, it's like, man, he's the greatest dude you know.
Boban is one of the tallest NBA players ever at 7'4", which is why some call him the big friendly giant. After forming a relationship with Coach Greg Popovich in his rookie season, he was willing to turn down millions of dollars to stay in San Antonio and not upset his beloved coach. Popovich had to convince Boban to turn down the Spurs' $3 million offer and accept the Pistons' much larger $21 million deal. Once joining the Pistons, Boban formed a now widely known friendship with new teammate Tobias Harris. This duo would also end up playing on two other teams together, the Clippers and 76ers. They were nicknamed Bobby and Toby, and their friendship got to the point where they considered themselves like family. One game when Boban hit Jordan Poole with a hard foul to the head, he immediately went to his aid, posted an Instagram apology the same day, and even sent Poole an apology blanket and handwritten letter. In what could potentially be Boban's last ever game as an NBA player, he went out by intentionally missing a free throw so the fans in the stadium would all get free chicken sandwiches.
Here's your job. Oh, he gave him chicken. He's a man of the people.
Where most players would care purely about their own personal statistics, Boban realized the joy he could spread to an entire arena full of people by missing. These countless acts of kindness are why Boban was universally loved around the league and was a fan favorite player throughout his career in the NBA. A true gentle giant. Another player who's giant, horizontally rather than vertically, is the one representing the sin of gluttony.
Gluttony is defined as the overindulgence or lack of self-restraint in food or wealth items, especially as status tokens. You guys may have guessed guessed it, yes, it's Zion Williamson. Going into the NBA, scouts always question Zion's ability to be healthy and stay healthy for an entire NBA season. His body type was a huge concern for the hardwood, standing at 6'7", nearing 300 pounds. Zion was really a man amongst boys. But what was most impressive was that Zion had recorded a 45-inch vertical, making him one of the best prospects to come out of college. It was evident if Zion slimmed down and stayed healthy, the league would be in trouble. Sadly, things just did not work out this way, as we can pinpoint the exact moment things started to go downhill for Zion Williamson. It was the very day he was drafted. Zion being drafted to the New Orleans Pelicans put him at a massive disadvantage, placing him in a food paradise. New Orleans has Creole cuisine, and some iconic dishes include turtle soup, red beans and rice, gumbo, and jambalaya. During the 2021 season, Zion reached a staggering 300 pounds. To really put this in perspective, Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal weighed in at 7'1", 325 pounds in his prime on the Los Angeles Lakers. Many sports analysts and broadcasters have given their opinions on Zion Williamson's weight, and most notably Stephen A. Smith.
Zion Williamson went to the free throw line the other day en route while LeBron James had dropped 30 in 3 quarters and had completely dominated and looked in peak physical condition and looked like an absolute stud and superstar and marquee. Zion Williamson, who's more than 15 years younger, but 40 pounds heavier, went to the free throw line. Ladies and gentlemen, I saw a belly. A belly. Like when he took a deep breath, his belly bounced. That kind of belly. I mean, damn. Damn. What's up, Zion? But you look like you showed up to the game having just ate a buffet. Not something from the buffet. I said the buffet. Like you ate the damn table. It didn't surprise. I wasn't going to touch on this because I was embarrassed for him. But the Sports Illustrated wrote about it, and the New Orleans Times-Picayune local newspaper wrote about it, so it's public information. He's fat.
It seems he is trending in the right direction. As of August 2024, Zion has then slimmed down to 281 pounds. Hopefully injuries do not get in the way of Zion, as he has 31 injury reports since joining the league just 4 years ago. Unfortunately, Zion's gluttony obsession antics does not just stop with food. It's no secret Zion is a lover boy with all the charm in the world.
Hi, handsome.
Hello, beautiful.
Hi. Why are you so handsome?
Why are you so beautiful?
I'm not. Oh my god, stop.
I almost hung up. You stop saying that. You're beautiful.
But Mariah Mills may have been too much for Zion to chew. She has had multiple accounts taken down due to her obsession with Williamson, even laughing at his injuries.
I'll never be LeBron James, ever. I don't know, that just came in my head just now. I don't know why. But yeah, you'll never be LeBron James. Sorry, sit this one out tonight. I told y'all last year, this person is a disgrace to the NBA. He has no morals or morality. What makes you think he's gonna be the face? Yeah, it's over.
Zion's work and life balance is thrown all over the place, and it seems to have no structure or balance. A player who has the opposite weight issues as Zion perfectly fits the virtue of temperance.
Temperance is defined as moderation or voluntary self-restraint. It's typically described in terms of what a person voluntarily refrains from doing, such as their inordinate desires for sensible pleasure. A player who refrains from the many worldly distractions that other players commonly find themselves indulging in is Rookie of the Year winner Victor Wembanyama. Wemby just had one of the most impressive rookie campaigns in NBA history, and it looks like he's on pace to becoming one of the all-time greats. This didn't come by accident though, as Wemby meticulously laid out strict foundations around his lifestyle to ensure his maximum growth. He eliminated distractions like partying, alcohol, and drugs from his life, unlike most other NBA players.
I just feel like I'm immune to like the things people try to tell me, oh, pay attention to this, or watch out, all the bad things like,
distractions.
Distractions, exactly, like partying, like alcohol, drugs, whatever. Like, why would I ever do that?
You're just so focused
on what it is that you desire. Yeah.
Wemby was quoted saying, "I've got all this that was given to me, and for me, the only option is to use it and make the most out of it. If I can be the best, then I must be the best." He's obviously adopted a pure ball is life mentality, also stating, "I want to win as many titles as I can. It is one of my biggest goals in life. It's all I'm dedicating the next I don't know how many years in my life to reach it." While Wemby was participating in his Vegas Summer League debut, he was invited to the Summer Players Party at Tao nightclub hosted by Fanatics CEO Michael Rubin and the NBA's Players Association. He declined the invitation in order to get his rest for his upcoming game. Sleep is something Wemby does not play about, as he has a schedule he sticks to, concluding his day by reading for about an hour around 9:30 p.m. before easing into his sleep, making sure to never use his phone. Another time Wemby resisted temptation is when Drake invited him on stage in 2023 at a show in Austin, and he declined because his teammates weren't allowed to join him.
What's your favorite musical artist of all time?
International, I say Drake. I go with Drake.
There was a Drake concert in Austin, and he got asked to come up on stage, and because Drake was doing that with a bunch of NBA guys this offseason. Wemby was like, "Can my teammates come up on stage with me, because they're going to be at the concert with me?" And Drake's camp was like, "No," and he's like, "Then I don't want to do it." What 19-year-old kid doesn't want to go up on stage with Drake?
When asked about his motivation and drive, this was the response Wemby gave.
When I need motivation, when I need energy and I feel tired out, when I need to fight on the court and it's hard, I always remember I'm free in that universe. I do whatever I can, and I know what I want to do, and nothing's going to stop me from doing it. And I always got that in mind, and it doesn't just stop to basketball. You know, it's about life.
Fuck, man. Jason.
Well said.
Jason. He's reached enlightenment.
Another tall, skinny star in the league who shares a similar ball is life mentality as Wemby is the player representing the sin of greed.
Greed can be defined as a selfish desire for more of something than is necessary or fair, such as food, money, or possessions. No one molds this definition better than two-time NBA champion Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant needs no introduction and is widely known to put basketball over everything in life. As the ball is life slogan is surreal for the DC native, Kevin was even spotted in a nightclub and a fan from the top loft was recording Durant. Durant was in the center of the club, pump faking, jab stepping, and scaring all the women away. Durant has done a multitude of things, but nothing compares to the infamous day Kevin Durant made his decision. It was the 2016 playoffs in the Western Conference Finals. Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder had the Golden State Warriors on the ropes. Following a dominant win to go up 3-1 in the series, Durant and the Thunder then proceeded to lose as the Golden State Warriors played peak basketball coming back from a 3-1 deficit. Durant, devastated, confused, and tired of coming up short, did the unthinkable, changing the course of the NBA forever. He decided to team up with 3 additional All-Stars, a team who set the record for the most wins and formed the greatest team in NBA history. Thunder fans were devastated. According to Woj on the Vertical podcast, Warriors fans communicated with Durant throughout the entire season with the hope of landing him when he hit the open market. So this trade was not just an impulsive decision, but it was a premeditated action that showcases the thirst that Kevin Durant had for NBA championships. It did not just stop there, as following his Warriors term, he teamed up with another set of All-Stars, Kyrie Irving and James Harden, to form the Big Three on the Brooklyn Nets. Unfortunately, this did not work out like his Warriors term did, as they did not win a championship due to injuries and Kevin Durant's size 18 shoe.
Everybody in Brooklyn loved the grind too, so I built a family over there. They're going to always be a part of my journey. So we didn't accomplish what we wanted to accomplish as far as winning a championship, just like I told him, but I enjoy the grind. And everybody there, we tried our hardest every day, regardless of what was going on in the media, what was going on with our teammates. Everybody who was in that gym, we grinded. So I love those guys. I get emotional to talk about them because that was a special 4 years of my career, coming off of Achilles, and they helped me through a lot. So I don't have anything.
Following the departure of the Nets' Big Three, Kevin, doing what he does best, formed another super team, where he plays currently, the Phoenix Suns. They may be the first ever super team in NBA history to get knocked out of the playoffs in the very first round. Durant's career is coming to an end in likely the next 5 years. Although he is a future Hall of Famer, you cannot deny his selfishness and greed to win NBA championships is unlike any other player to ever grace the hardwood. A player who is quite the opposite of Kevin Durant, being a role player and unselfish selfish perfectly fits the heavenly virtue of charity.
Charity is the voluntary giving of help, typically in the form of money, to those in need. A player who relishes the opportunity to give back is Luol Deng. Luol is a two-time All-Star born in what is now South Sudan, fleeing at the age of 5 to escape a civil war, relocating to the UK with his family. Luol's passion for philanthropy started young, rooted from his family's values of sharing and not eating alone. He adopted the mentality that positive behavior off the court results in good performances on it, which in turn creates more good off-court behavior. A year after he was drafted in the NBA, Luol formed the Luol Deng Foundation, an organization aiming to improve the lives of children and families through education, health initiatives, and sports. 1 year later, he was granted with the NBA Sportsmanship Award for his outstanding efforts in the community and for his ongoing philanthropic work. He would also go on to win a Human Rights Award and NBA Citizenship Award as a result of his work with his foundation. Here are some of the charitable acts and initiatives Luol is responsible for during his playing career. Supporting educational initiatives, providing scholarships and resources for underprivileged youth, contributed to relief efforts for South Sudan, supporting youth sports and educational programs in his home country, supported disaster relief efforts for communities affected by crises, particularly in South Sudan, founded the Deng Academy, a year-round basketball program with the mission of inspiring young people and giving them a pathway to realize their potential, launched initiatives focused on health and wellness, reaching out to local communities through events and programs. Even after doing all this, Luol wanted to drastically increase his outreach after retirement, and so he did. He created the South Sudan Youth Activity Camp with the aim of improving the standard of living in South Sudan communities through teaching basketball, along with important life skills like conflict prevention. With South Sudan being one of the least developed countries in the world, Luol took it upon himself to fund their Olympic team out of his own pocket. The team's head coach stated, "Luol Deng has been funding this thing for 4 years out of his own pocket. He pays for gyms, hotels, plane tickets, everything. Kudos to Luol and the staff. We wouldn't have been able to put this team together without them." In 2021, Luol received Order of the British Empire honor, a British Order of Chivalry awarded by the Queen to recognize extraordinary contributions to the country. In 2023, the Memphis Grizzlies organization honored Luol with the National Civil Rights Museum Sports Legacy Award for his charity work in South Sudan and other African countries. After receiving the award, Luol stated, "For me to receive this award, it makes me happy. I've dedicated my life from day one." Another Luol quote that perfectly sums up his charitable mentality is this: "I always knew that in order to be the best that I can be, it's about helping those in tough situations and giving them an opportunity because I was given an opportunity."